awesome. I want to welcome everybody to our Against All Odds opportunity call. I'm going to go ahead and switch sharing screen, share my screen here in 1 second, and then we will get started. All right, everybody, you should be able to see my screen okay right now. And again, I want to welcome everybody to our Against All Odds opportunity call. We do this call every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to cover quite a bit of information. Feel free and sit back, relax, maybe take some notes, and of course, get back to the person who invited you to this opportunity presentation to get any questions answered. Now, before we really get into what Against All Odds is, we're going to discuss just a little bit about what this isn't. Against All Odds is not the latest fitness program. It's not the next internet challenge. It's not a weight loss product, a new product launch, a book promotion. Obviously, some people will lose weight with the product. By following our system and our 5 non-negotiables, you will get fit. You will see physical changes, yes, of course, but that's only a fraction of what the results that you're really going to see from this program. So as we're going through this, what I want you to really focus on is, what are you looking for? When you was invited to this opportunity, you know, what is it in your life that you're looking for? If you could do anything that you wanted to do, what would it be? If you had a business and there was unlimited resources, you could do anything you wanted, you could live anywhere you wanted. Those are the things that I want you to be thinking about as we cover these next couple of steps. Now, exactly what Against All Odds is, I would say pretty much the closest thing I could relate it to is a mental toughness course. It's really designed to help you change permanently. So to create permanent changes in your life, in the way that you think, your level of discipline, your self-worth, confidence, persistence, perseverance, sorry, can't talk, your attitude, and even your perspective on life. And what we've done is we've put together what we call the 5 non-negotiables. These are 5 areas in life that we really focus on, that we feel that are needed or necessary in order to really create change. So if you have a goal, if you have dreams, you want something to happen in your life, these are 5 areas that we really think people should be focusing on. First, nutrition. Second, let's see. Sorry, I just saw something pop up there. But anyways, first, nutrition. Second, fitness. Third, finance. Fourth, personal development. And 5th, accountability. So let me talk just a little bit about what we're talking about here. So a non-negotiable is just exactly what it says. Non-negotiable means it's going to happen. It's putting together a contract for yourself, and we're going to help you focus on this. The reason we have nutrition and fitness in there is if you're going to reach your goals, if you're going to live that lifestyle that you've always dreamed about, it makes the most sense that you're as healthy as you possibly can be when you get there. On finance, we're going to talk about opportunity and how this with AAO can really put you in a different situation, can take care of all of your finances, can create just absolutely incredible leverage for your actual income that you're making. Doesn't depend just on you. Personal development, you always have to be improving, focusing on new things in order to, again, have things change. And then accountability, that's something that we think is vital for people to stick to it and really focus on it. And so how this all happens, it all happens by joining a team. We all work together as a team, and I've been full-time in the home-based business industry, really focusing on nutrition and nutritional products for the last 30 years. Over the last 20 years, I've worked as an investor, helping to launch new companies, new concepts, new ideas. We've done over $6 billion in sales. We've paid out somewhere in the neighborhood of $3.5 to $4 billion in commissions. And what I found, if somebody's going to say, what's the absolute most important thing for success, whether it's in a home-based business or just success in general, and it's really the team, it's the mentors, it's the people that you work with, it's the people that you're learning from. And so what we've done is we've put together a team of professionals that have done billions and billions of dollars in sales. We've developed a program, those 5 non-negotiables that you can follow in your daily lives, and with consistency, you can make some massive changes. We have a phone app called the 5 non-negotiables, Against All Odds 5 non-negotiables app. You just type in the code AAO-5NN, and you can download that and start following these 5 non-negotiables with us. And again, I don't think there's any way that you can't change your life with following the simple steps that we've put forward. If you really want to break this down and think about it, I'd say this is kind of like an Ironman for your brain. The things that we're going to discuss, every single person can do. You definitely have the ability to do it. It's just that mental toughness, staying in there when other people are quitting, or when things get a little bit harder, or when it's not going quite as fast as you thought it would, or any of the obstacles that jump up. It really does take mental toughness in order to push through it, in order to succeed. So what I want you to really think about, again, what I asked earlier, what would it be worth to you to go from where you are right now to living the life of your dreams? And again, against all odds, what would it be worth to you to be able to live without limits? And I want you to think again, the times that we live in 2022, almost 2023 now, there's people paying literally thousands or tens of thousands of dollars for life coaches. There's people paying for personal trainers, nutritionists, spending all kinds of money on personal development, all these things. And really what we've done is we've put together not just some motivation, not just some training or something like that. We've put together an exact system, an exact business. You have all the same tax benefits as any type of business. The product that we're going to be talking about here is an absolutely incredible product, but everything is designed that you have to, again, go from where you are right now to the life of your dreams. And the only way that change can happen is through opportunity. And the first thing that we're going to discuss here is about the product that really makes this all possible. We've put together a single product called Active Greens. And the purpose of this is we're really thinking, if we want to simplify nutrition, again, if we had a whole seminar on nutrition and we talked about all these different products, I'm sure you'd say, well, that sounds pretty cool. I would like to get that, or that one sounds neat, or that sounds like I should take it, or this one sounds like I should take it. And it gets very confusing. And not only does it get confusing, it gets to the point that you might have to take like 10, 15, 20, 30 pills a day just to get the nutrition that you're looking for. And you really don't even know if that's what the body really needs. And so when putting this product together, again, we've been in the nutrition industry for the last 30 years. I really looked at some of the blends that we put together that have already done billions of dollars in sales, have tens and tens and tens of thousands of testimonials, things that we already know work. And then also really focusing on exactly what the body needs and trying to simplify nutrition to make it all happen in one simple product. And we have that right here with our Active Greens. We have 3 different blends. All 3 of these are really crucial for your body working at its best. We have an adaptogen and detox blend. Now, again, the reason that's so important, and the reason I'm going to discuss that briefly first, is the only way that you can truly assimilate the nutrition and the body work the way that it's supposed to is to get the toxins under control first. So as long as the body is toxic, it's literally going to be doing everything that it possibly can to keep these toxins away from your vital organs. So it's going to store them in your fat, and it's going to hold on to that fat as much as it possibly can. And again, when the body's acidic, it's also going to be pulling from calcium from your bones, from your teeth, all of these different minerals to use as a buffer from your ligaments. And then it makes your bones weaker, and all kinds of problems when people need to detox. And so we have an absolutely incredible detox formula. It's designed to help cleanse the liver, cleanse the kidneys. That's kind of the detoxification system of the body. And then it's also designed to alkalize the body, remove the toxins from the body, and so that the body can really work for you and help you maintain as good a health as you possibly can. So again, a lot of times when you start to study nutrition, or if you really start to focus and look at the different detox options out there, it'll explain why it's so important to detox in order to be able to get all of the nutrition from the food that you're eating or from the other supplements that you're taking. So we wanted to include some gentle detoxes that is definitely safe to take every single day and help make sure that your body is working for you and not working against you. The second blend is our Greens Biomatrix blend. Again, absolutely incredible. This is locally sourced here in Utah. Very, very unique area. There's only 2 inland seas on the planet. There's the Dead Sea and there's the Great Salt Lake. These are actually grown in the Delta Basin. That's the old ancient seabed, also an old ancient volcano, some of the most mineral rich soil on the planet. And what's so important about that is if the minerals aren't in the soil, they're not going to be in the grasses or vegetables or anything like that that's grown in the soil. So your food, your vegetables or the grasses in this case, if the soil's not in the, or excuse me, if the minerals are not in the soil, they're not going to be in the grass. And so this is some of the most mineral-rich soil that there is. But it's not only the mineral-rich soil that makes this absolutely incredible. It's also the way that it's processed. They have a proprietary process that nobody else is doing anywhere in the world, where they built all the manufacturing facilities and the processing plants right on the farms. So when they harvest twice a year, they cut the grass. Within 20 minutes, 10 minutes, they're already juicing it. When they juice it, they're instantly moving it to 35 degrees. And within 2 minutes, they're able to turn that juice into powder with never going more than 41 degrees Fahrenheit, or excuse me, Celsius, in order to make that happen. And that's at a low enough temperature that it doesn't kill any of the nutrition. So when you rehydrate it, when you use the active greens and pour it back into the water, you're basically getting something almost identical to that fresh juice. Now, again, that is completely different than most greens are made. Most greens are harvested, and then they take a certain amount of time, they bake it, and then they grind that up, and that's your greens. So when they're really looking at greens, they have what they call the TDN, or total digestible nutrients, or total digestible nutrition. And after they've juiced it, the pulp that's left over, that TDN is between 6 to 10 times higher than any others that they've tested throughout the United States and pretty much anywhere else in the world. If you look at the actual juice powder, it's between 14 to 20 times higher TDN, meaning for every 1 gram of the greens, you'd have to take 14 to 20 grams of any other greens just in order to get the same nutrients. So again, this definitely is unlike any other greens that you've looked at. Now, why do we put greens in this mix? Why is that so important? They're so important because these are full of the minerals, and every sip that you're taking of these amazing active greens, you're literally flooding the body with minerals. The reason that's so important is 100% of diseases can be traced back to mineral deficiencies. Also, it's very alkaline. So every single time through, eating greens and stuff like that, that's some of the things that you can do to help alkalize the body, a more alkaline diet. The reason that's also important is disease can only survive in an acidic environment. Disease cannot survive in an alkaline environment. So here, with this greens mix, not only are you flooding the body with minerals, you're also helping alkalize it. Two of the most important things that you can do for disease prevention. Now, in addition to that, we have a microbiome mix, which is really treating the gut. There's so many studies out there showing how important it is to treat the gut, even treating things like anxiety and depression by treating the gut. So absolutely incredible blend right there. Just by itself, it would be an amazing product. And then we have a nitric oxide boost blend. I'm going to go to the next slide and talk a little bit more about nitric oxide. But if I was going to look at the 3 blends, it's very hard to say which one's more important. They all work synergistically together to create what I think is, without question, the single best product that you could possibly take in business. And so, with that being said, there's again with the nitric oxide. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The nitric oxide, what's so important there is it actually won the Nobel Prize back in 1998. 3 scientists discovered that some amino acids they were specifically studying L-arginine and L-citrulline taken in the body could help create nitric oxide. And then they proved that nitric oxide not only prevented, but actually reversed heart disease. Now, here's why that's so important. Again, not only preventing, but reversing heart disease. Every single disease can, heart disease is the #1 killer of males and females all over the world. So when you have something that's the #1 killer of males and females all over the world, and then you have something that has been proven and actually awarded the Nobel Prize that not only prevents, but reverses heart disease, it really is something that people should know about. Now, what we're so excited about with active greens, obviously we can't say that active greens prevents or reverses heart disease, but you can say that nitric oxide does it, and it actually won the Nobel Prize. So again, this isn't a secret. This is something that was awarded the #1 prize that you can possibly get. But we actually include test strips with every single package of product that we send, and these test strips actually show the nitric oxide in your body. So you can actually see for yourself what's happening and what the product is doing. And again, that's something that we're super, super excited about. Absolutely amazing. And the last slide I'm going to talk about right here on the product is the comparison. And again, we talked about the detox and adaptogen blend. We talked about the greens. We also talked about the nitric oxide. There's several other things in there that are worth talking about, but these are the main ones. This is just a couple popular products out there. The first one you can see is for gut health, microbiome, and it's $129. It's also a detox product. Another popular greens product, $99. Another popular nitric oxide product, $70. So if you're going to look at the three blends that we have here, what you're going to notice is typically it's going to take somewhere between $150 to $200 just to get what we include for $50. Now, when getting started with Against All Odds, we have three different ways. First, we have an influencer. That's simply by purchasing the active greens that we just talked about. So that's $49.95 per month. Then we have a qualified influencer, which we'll discuss here on this opportunity presentation. And then we have an influencer pro that we will also discuss. So what I want to do is really get into the information of the differences in these packages. So with the influencer package, you get the active greens that we just talked about, and then you also get 10 bonus coupons that you can give out that give people a 25% off discount. So 25% off on any active greens purchase. And that's basically giving you somewhere between $250 and $300 credit every single time you order active greens. If you give the coupon out to 10 people and they all purchase, you're going to make somewhere between $250 and $300 just off of those coupons, and you get it every single month that you order. Now, as an influencer, or excuse me, as a qualified influencer, you get 100 credits. So that's, again, if you hand these credits out, people use them with the 25% discount, you're going to earn $2,500 to $3,000 extra. And in addition to that, we have a complete training program. And we'll talk about that a little bit later and really explain how that works. But it's really giving you the complete training of everything that you need in order to be successful in this type of a business. And then we have the Influencer Pro. That comes with 150 of these coupons or certificates, which would enable you to earn an extra $3,750 to $4,500. So you have, again, the influencer package at $49.95. You have the qualified influencer package at a one-time $397 and then $49.95 per month. And then you have the Influencer Pro at a one-time $697 and then $49.95 per month, as well as getting the 150 coupons or bonus credits with the Influencer Pro package. You also get trained to be a certified trainer so that you can train the qualified influencers, again, on exactly how to build this business. But what I want to do now is just kind of go through the opportunity a little bit. This is all based on the influencer. So we're going to start off going through the opportunity and the amount of money that can be made as an influencer. Then we're going to move on and talk briefly about the qualified influencer leadership bonuses. And then we'll talk about the Influencer Pro, just so you can see exactly how these all work and be able to make the best decision for you. So starting off, the first and kind of most basic way that influencers get paid is by customers. Now, you don't have to handle any inventory. Everybody has their own customer site. Try Organic Greens or try activegreens.com. And by referring people to this site, whether you use the 25% off coupons or not, you're going to make 50% instantly on anything that they order. Now, they really have two main options. They have an option for a single order. That's $59.95. You would make $30 instantly. Or they have the option to go on a subscription and order the product $49.95 every single month. So they get a $10 discount if they go on a subscription. Now that's per bag, so obviously they can order more than one. So if somebody ordered one bag on a single order, you're going to earn 50%. That's $30. It'll be placed in your e-wallet instantly. If they went on a subscription, that'd be $50. You'd make $25. That also would be put into your account instantly. Now we also have a plan for those customers. So when you refer a customer, you can tell them how they can get their product for free by just making some referrals if it's something that they like. So if you have a customer the customer loves the product, they refer a customer, they're going to get a credit, and then you're still going to get $10. If they get 3 credits, they can turn that in for free product. Now their customers can also refer customers who can refer customers who can refer customers, and you'll make $10 on every single customer order down to infinity that your group of customers refer. So this is some income that can really start to add up, and it's the easiest way, and it's the only way that every single one of our against all odds influencers can turn their business and get it in profit. Again, this is just an absolutely incredible way to start earning some extra income in your spare time. Just an extra 5 to 10 customers can bring on a pretty significant income, $150 to $300 a month coming in, and then that can start to compound as they start to refer customers, and then as you start to refer more, and then you have repeat buying, and you're able to earn that residual income. But we also have the ability to not only bring in customers, we can also bring in other influencers, qualified influencers, or influencer pros. We have a really basic, simple structure and game plan in order to do this, and we built a bonus around it. If you understand just this one bonus, you really see that you can build out the entire compensation plan in against all odds. That's really based on finding 3 influencers or higher. So 3 influencers, qualified influencers, or influencer pros, and helping them do the same. If you do that, what's going to happen is we're going to guarantee you a $100 minimum check. So again, on customers, I can just go get 2 customers and get my business in profit. But if I want to create leverage and I want to work with people that are also finding influencers, that are finding more influencers, et cetera, I have a simple plan there based around this one bonus, 3 who get 3, that'll get my business well into profit with just 12 influencers. Now let's look at how this continues to pay. Again, we call this the power of 3 because it's all based on finding 3 and helping them find 3. So if I did that, if I just got started, doesn't matter when, let's just say that I got started today, and I had a goal that I want to find 3 people in my first 2 weeks and help them do the same. So if we just look at that 1 month, I find 3 in my first 2 weeks, they find 3 in their first 2 weeks, that would be those 12 people that would guarantee me a minimum $100 check. Now let me explain why that's so important. If you can look at this chart here, you're going to see that there's 10 different levels that you can get paid on. 3 on your first, they each have 3 on their first, which would be 9 on your second. That'd be those 12 people. Now on those first two levels, you make $1 per person. So if I found 3 and I helped them found 3, that's 12. That would be $12. That's why we've created this bonus in order to help you get into profit while you're waiting for these to really start to add up. So again, if I just duplicate that 4 more times, so again, we just went December through January, I found 3 and helped them find 3. That's going to guarantee me a $100 check. And now they do the same thing. So those 3 or those 9 find 3, that's 27. That's the 27 people on your 3rd level. Those 27 find 3, that's 81 people on your 4th level. Now each of them are going to make $100, but now your check would be over the $100. If you just continue that 3 more times, now you're looking at all 10 levels being completely full, and you'd be making just on this one part of the compensation plan, you'd be making an extra $314,000. That's only based on if they're ordering 1 bag. Now we have another bonus or another matching bonus that you earn in addition to that can bring on at least another $100,000. And again, that's only on 1 bag. We already know from on average, we're averaging between 1.5 to 2 bags per person. So in reality, the income could be much higher than that. And instead of thinking of, man, building this massive organization of tens of thousands of people, if you just focus on that one simple bonus, I find 3, I help them find 3. That's a total of 12. You have a goal to do that in your first month, then they do it in their first month. In 5 months, you have 88,000 people and you're making somewhere in the neighborhood of 400,000 to 500,000 per month. That's just as an influencer. Again, absolutely incredible income that you can make. The next thing, again, that is so important is really the qualified influencer. There's 2 massive advantages of qualified influencers, not even talking about the leadership bonuses and the additional matching bonuses and all of the money that you can make. But 2 really big benefits is these 100 coupons. That's another $2,500 to $3,000 that you can make just by using these coupons and getting people to get 25% off. So on that 25% off, just as an example, let's take the single order for $59.95. So instead of them paying $59.95, you're going to give them a coupon. They're only going to pay $45. But the company, when they use that coupon, we're still going to pay you the full 50% based off of the $60. So you're going to make still the $30, even though they only paid $45. And these don't expire. So you have all of the time to use that. So again, this is a one-time $397 and then $49.95 a month after that. And we're giving you the ability to give 25% off to 100 people and still make the full commission. So again, that's an extra $2,500 to $3,000 a month, excuse me, whenever you use it. Could be in 1 month, or it could be in 3 months or 4 months, but it's very easy to earn that $397 back. But I think just as important, or maybe more important than that, is the training that we put together that's really teaching you exactly how to build this business. Now, again, this was put together by us, where the systems that we've used and the things that we've noticed that have worked in the billions of dollars of sales that we've done, creating several 7-figure income earners, many more than that, 6-figure income earners, and even some 8-figure income earners using the exact systems and the techniques that we teach. And so I want you to think a little bit about this. If I was going to be a realtor, and again, there's all kinds of different opportunities out there, but the first thing I'd have to do is get licensed. And in order to get that license, a lot of times you're purchasing study guides or taking courses, and you might spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars by the time you become licensed. Now, once you become licensed and you have your real estate license, now you still have to go get hired by a broker. You still have to go find a broker to work under. That broker is typically also going to want to give you training and really help you learn exactly how their system works and how to really sell real estate. I mean, that just makes sense. Or even if you look at insurance as an example, same thing. I'm going to have to get licensed. So I'm going to have to buy all the guides and studies and actually pay for the exam. And then I'm going to have to set up a time and go to a city if there's not an exam center in my city. So again, typically spending hundreds, maybe even $1,000 or more dollars by the time you get licensed, not to mention all the time that it's going to take studying. Now that you have your license, you still have to go get appointed by a company. And then that company is typically going to require more training to learn about their products, how their business works, and really how to succeed in that type of a business. Another thing that you can talk about is franchises. Again, with a franchise, not only do you have to pay the franchises and fees and buy the franchise, you still have to go through all of their training. And the purpose of this is to give you the best chance of success. Typically, franchises have, depending on the franchise, some franchises have almost 100% success rate, even in industries that have more like a 10 to 20% success rate. And the reason why is the training and the system that they put together. So what I would say is the best example of our training for qualified influencers done by Certified Training is really kind of that micro or that mini franchise approach that's going to show you exactly how to build this business, an exact system to follow. So there's really nothing left to the imagination. This can include all the information you need to know on the product, on the compensation structure, on all the tools in the back office, and then really an exact game plan of how to build a business plan and how to execute that business plan and build a successful business. So again, not only do you get the 100 coupons, you also get all the certified training, and this is a one-time fee. Now, as you become a qualified influencer, or even as an influencer, you bring on qualified influencers, you're able to earn a fast start bonus. Now, this is $75 on every qualified influencer that you bring in, and it's also paid same day. So it's paid basically real time. Now, if I'm able to get 3 in my first 30 days, the company is going to give an additional $225 bonus. So I'm going to get an additional $225 bonus or $450, and I still have all of the training. I still have the 100 coupons. So I can just go find 3 people in my first 30 days and have all of my money back plus profit. Now, remember that goal of the influencer plan that we showed, find 3, help them find 3. Every part of our compensation plan works around that. Now, in addition to the fast start bonuses, you can also earn leadership bonuses. So you start off as a qualified influencer, and then you go through some simple qualifying steps, become an area influencer. Once you hit area influencer, now all of a sudden you earn an extra $50 on all qualified influencers that you bring in. So instead of earning the 75, now you're going to make 150. But in addition to that, every single qualified influencer that joins your new area influencer team, you're going to earn $50 on them, and that's going to pay to infinity. So no matter how many qualified influencers come in to your area influencer bonus, you're going to earn $50 on every single one of them. So if 10 comes in, it's an extra $500. If 100 come in, it's an extra $5,000. And again, this can be unlimited people and unlimited levels. Now, just a couple other qualifiers, and now you become a regional influencer. Now we're going to give an extra $50. So now you're going to make, instead of just a 75, now you're going to make $175 every time you bring in a qualified influencer. And as people start to join your regional team, you're going to make $100 down to infinity. Again, doesn't matter how many, and this is all paid daily. So if you have 10 come in a day, that's an extra 1,000. If you have 100 come in, it's an extra 10,000. And it doesn't stop there. We have a couple more qualifiers. You become a national influencer. As a national influencer, you get another $25. So now instead of 75, you're getting 225, and you're getting 150 on every single one that comes in under you. So again, 150, 150, 150 on every single qualified influencer. So 100 qualified influencers, 15,000. 10 qualified influencers, 1,500. This can happen daily, weekly, monthly. There's no time limit. As you go through a couple more qualifiers and become the highest rank in our leadership bonuses, which is international influencer, you get an additional $25. So now you're making $250 on every qualified influencer that comes into your organization, again, paid real time, and $175 paid to infinity on every single qualified influencer that's coming into your international influencer organization. Now, in addition to that 175 on international influencers, you're still making the 150 on national influencers, still making the 100 on all the regional influencers, and still making the 50 on all of the area influencers, all of these being paid to infinity. So hopefully you can understand how fast that can really start to add up. We've tried to put as much value as we possibly can into becoming a qualified influencer. Again, the training, if you really want to be successful, I think is vital. And then the ability to be able to make money so much faster is also very important. But it doesn't stop there. We also realize that you're going to bring in some qualified influencers that go on and make a lot of money in the leadership bonuses. And some of these may be coded to you at area influencer. Some of these may be coded to somebody else. They may be a qualifying sale. So we want to give you every ability to really help all of the qualified influencers that you bring in and have a benefit from their success. And so we give you, in addition to all these other leadership bonuses, fast start bonuses and stuff like that, you make a 20% match of all of the leadership bonuses of all of your qualified influencers that you personally sign up. And this can be unlimited. So you can sign up unlimited qualified influencers and they can make unlimited income. So just this matching bonus here, the leadership matches, can be absolutely amazing. And again, the compensation plan still doesn't stop there. We have a whole other level that we call Influencer Pro. Again, remember, this comes with 150 coupons. It comes with everything that you got as the influencer. So it comes with your your active greens. It comes with your training, the qualified influencer training. And then it comes with a much more in-depth training, a training that's designed to help you become a certified trainer so that you can now train qualified influencers and get paid in order to do that. Not only qualified influencers in your own organization, but qualified influencers all over the company. And one of the best ways to really learn things is not just to go through the training, it's to actually be trained to teach people that training. So the Influencer Pros are really just taking things to another level. You get 150 of the coupons, and then in addition to that, you get the qualified influencer training, and then you also get the training to become a certified trainer. Now, as a trainer, you can earn bonuses between $40 and $100 on every single person that you personally train. But more exciting, in my opinion, than that is you can also earn bonuses of $25 all the way up to $200 anytime somebody in your organization gets trained. So not only can you get paid if you're doing the training, You can get paid when people in your group are getting trained. Now, the reason we're doing this, one of our major goals in this company is to have the best trained influencers that any company has ever had. And that's why we've put together these programs for qualified influencers and influencer pros. Now, we went through the money that can be made as an influencer. Again, there's no fee to become an influencer. You simply purchase Active Greens for $49.95. We give you 10 credits that are worth every single month, somewhere between $250 and $300 if you use them in order to build your organization. Then we have the qualified influencer, the one-time $397, then $49.95 every month after that. Again, that comes with 100 coupons, enough to make an extra $2,500 to $3,000. And then it also comes with that training that's really going to give you all of the information and knowledge you need in order to be successful. And then our top position, again, at Influencer Pro, I really feel if you're going to look at the major majority of leaders and against all odds in 1, 2, 3, 4 years, it's going to be the qualified influencers and the influencer pros. Not because the influencers can't make massive amounts of money. It's simply because they're going to be the best trained and they're going to be the ones focusing on getting their organization trained. And that's just going to give everybody what we feel a huge benefit. Now, what I really want you to think about, again, is kind of going back to what we started with. And that's this, whole thing of what is Against All Odds all about. It's about developing a program to allow people to go from where you are right now to the life of your dreams. And I want you to think about it for a minute. If you look at all of the amazing stories that we hear about people, it could be athletes, and guaranteed these athletes have had to have, mental toughness to keep from quitting when things got hard. They had to have mentors, they had to have team, they had to have training, they had to have all of these things that we're discussing that we're providing for each and every one of you at AAO. You also look at entrepreneurs, just some absolutely incredible stories. Almost every big company that you look at, every billion-dollar company or even companies doing hundreds of millions of dollars, I absolutely guarantee you that there's been massive challenges. There's been things that didn't work well. There's been times that they wanted to quit. A lot of times there's been things that they did quit and started again and quit and started again, and then they finally figured it all out. But they had to have mental toughness. They had to have a team. They had to have some things that they committed to, that they made this agreement with themselves, this contract with themselves, in order to keep pushing. And that's exactly what we're offering each and every one of you that are hearing about this opportunity, maybe for the first time this evening. And we're doing the same thing. We're creating these stories. We're helping people go against all of the odds and move from where they are right now to the life of their dreams. But in order to do that, it takes opportunity. And we've put this opportunity together to really focus again on your health by creating a product to simplify nutrition. Again, if we're just going to say, hey, if you just need to take one thing every single day, this is what it would be. We talked about the importance of minerals. Again, 100% of minerals can be traced back to 100% of minerals, 100% of diseases can be traced back to mineral deficiencies. We talked about the importance of alkalizing the system, and greens providing all the chlorophyll and oxygen are one of the best things you can possibly do to alkalize the system. Again, disease can only survive in an acidic environment. It cannot survive in an alkaline environment. We talked about the importance of removing the toxins and detoxing the body, adaptogens to help you adapt to the environment that we live in, the stresses that we have environmentally, physically, and even mentally. And then we talked about nitric oxide, again, heart disease, #1 killer, males and females all over the world. We showed the value. Again, if you're going to go find similar blends in other products, you're going to be spending somewhere between $100, $150, even $200 or more to get something that would be comparable to Active Greens. I've never seen anything with all the products that I've seen that has these types of blends all in one product. So again, it's something that we're super, super excited about. So I want you to be thinking, again, what would you do if you could do anything that you wanted? What would you pay yourself if you had unlimited resources? And then if you had the opportunity to work with a team that's going to, provide all of this for you, to really help you go against all odds and live without limits, what would be the best way for you to get started right now? And that's really your decision. You can get started at $49.95 as an influencer, $397 as the qualified influencer, or $697 as the influencer pro. You can upgrade to any of them at any time. But I think the best thing is, if you truly want things to happen in your life, if you truly want change, then you need to make changes. You need opportunity in order to have that happen. So again, simply get back to the person who invited you to this opportunity overview. We do this every single Monday, same time. You can view it by clicking on a link that's sent to you. We also typically stream it on our Facebook group, or you can go to aaolive.com and watch it there. So again, thanks everybody. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And again, make sure and get back to the person who invited you. Let them know which option is the best for you, and let us help you start living the life of your dreams. Thanks, everybody.